Hey there! So today we have another review, and this is a beer from Victory. I have had this beer before. This is Hop Devil, and unfortunately sometimes it was not fresh. This one is fresh. It is coming from February Best Buy, so that's why February. We should be at a good place here, and this is one of the first IPAs I actually tried when I got into enjoying craft beer. So let's see how I like it. So we'll say in general this beer is a little bit darker than most of your IPAs. It comes in a medium amber color, whereas IPA is generally a little bit lighter than this one. It has a nice clarity to it. It has an off-white head. Let's get the aroma on this one. Yeah, smells quite nice. It has that crystal malt character, a little bit of biscuity, a little bit of honey, and a sweet kind of candy notes to it. It also has a nice resiny pine character. A little hint of grapefruit peel coming in, a little bit of fruitiness, but mostly driven by the malts and that kind of resin pine character. Cheers. Oh yeah. So this beer is really nice. Wow. Get this beer when it's fresh. Wow. Pretty enjoyable. So first off, it's actually not as sweet as it perceives. On perception, it might seem like a beer that'd be stickingly sweet, a lot of crystal malt to it, but no, there's a nice balance to it. So up front, getting pine, resin, a little bit of light woody character driving around. The malt helps balance it out, but it's actually crazy how dark this beer is, and how amber this beer is versus how it tastes on perception on the palate. On a blind tasting kind of profile, if I had this blind, I'd perceive it as something that's probably a deep gold color. It just doesn't taste as sweet as it looks, whereas the hops are really shining through on this one. Again, that pine, that resin, that spruce character, that nice medium plus full bitterness on this beer really shines through. In the middle, you get that kind of light candied character, a little bit of that kind of biscuity note here. There's a sharpness on this beer of ripening rip kind of pine, moving on to a little bit of grapefruit zest. The fruitiness is relatively restrained, and then there's a sprinkling of caramel, kind of light toffee notes to it. Maybe even not really nice, not really roast, yeah, sorry. So really caramel and toffee coming through. But really rich malt elements to this beer, and then you have a deep bitterness driving in. So really well-made beer. I really like the fact that this beer drives a really rich hop character, and it doesn't have to be super fruity like New England style IPA, but it's a well executed beer. And honestly, this is super underrated, I think. I mean, this has to be one of the better classic IPAs that I have tried recently. You know, when you revisit beers that you haven't had in a while, because everybody's drinking hazy these days. I'm drinking hazy these days, but when you revisit the classics, sometimes you're like, oh, okay, that tastes like classic. Okay, that was okay. And sometimes like, oh wow, this is a good classic. This is a good classic. Very good. This beer for me is getting an 89. 89. This is Hop Devil Victory. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Later.